All right, welcome to another installment of the Fragments of SIlicon reviews. So before we actually get to the usual festivities, and usually we would wait until Wednesday to give these kind of announcements, I think, Petty, what happened to you warrants a kind of special announcement.
Hey guys, Petty Fan here. I just want to let you know I had to edit this part out. To put it briefly, I was involved in an auto accident on Saturday the 18th, and I can't really go more into that because the lawyers are getting involved.
Time we have our usual review session. We have 4 reviews, no impressions. Always important to remember when that does or does not happen. Anyway, the first of which is Spirit Arena. Fight incoming waves of monsters with a friend. Control powerful wizards as you free 4 different worlds from the grasp of those evil beings. Unlock new content and take on the greatest challenges of the Spirit Arena. As 2 sorcerers try to summon and tame powerful monsters from a secret realm, their experiment fails and leads waves of demons into our world. Strengthening their will, they decide to face this great threat and defeat the calamities that are now running free. Right. So, this game is a twin-stick shooter. And I feel I need to preface that now because when you see a game of this type here in the year of 2025, you might think it's a Vampire Survivors clone. Especially since this game does have elements of that. Like you can see it right here. The 3 upgrades, which improve stats.
And for those who haven't played it, the difference is that Vampire Survivors is a one-stick shooter.
A no-stick shooter, really.
Yes.
I mean, you use a stick to move yourself around.
Fair.
Right, but
its whole thing is it's an auto shoot.
Yeah.
Anything that's directional is determined by your last direction of travel.
And here, no, it's it's good old. You move with the right stick, you shoot with the left stick. And you can once again you can see other elements like the whole waves of enemies. Once again, it doesn't get as big as Vampire Survivors alikes, at least not from what I've seen, even on the harder difficulties. It's something that looks like one of those, and those are in vogue. While twin stick shooters, they're still made, but they're definitely not as popular as they were, say, during the Xbox 360 days.
Yeah, I haven't played a good one since Assault Android Cactus.
Well, maybe not that long, because this, at the very least, this one here is decent. Not amazing, but it's it's not bad either.
Fair enough.
If anything, this game is just a bit limited. Because all it has going, for the most part, is this 10-round arena wave survival structure. There is also a survival tower mode, where it gathers all the enemy types found in the game and throws them at you, and good luck surviving. How this game gets by in terms of content is good old character unlocks. You beat the level on easy, you get a new character. And it's not just that, like, if you lose, you'll unlock a new character. That character happened to be my favorite. the glass cannon. Really fast, really strong, but only 2 hit points. And I guess that is another important thing to note. Like, this isn't one of those you get hit once and you're done, unless you're like specifically configured. Because the way the upgrade system works is it's not necessarily you just get a power and line goes up. That's usually with the single power, like it increases a single stat. For the multi-stats, there's usually a balance. Like, it'll increase accuracy while decreasing your cooldown, something like that. Like you can see it here. And very occasionally you will get the upgrade to 2, 3, or even 4 fire bullets, or whatever your ammunition is.
Multi-ball.
And also the grand gimmick of this game is the Ikaruga system, as I like to call it. In that you have to reverse the polarity of your shots in order to damage red damages red, blue damages blue. Whereas in actual Ikaruga, it's the opposite. Opposites damage versus alikes absorb.
Now, there's still like saying like Keller dodging, or is it just always dodge?
Always dodge. Because the enemies don't really have projectiles.
Fair enough. It's just something with an Ikaruga-like system you have to ask.
Right. And the final thing is with the you switch with the right trigger.
Yes.
And you dash with the
switch with left. Switch with left. Dash with right.
There we go. And yeah, dashing is so you can get out of a sticky situation. Though I want to say there is a bonus medal for not dashing. And the way the game frames it, like, you might notice that Petty's character is just ahead. That means they're in the astral form, which shoots the blue bullets. Those are the bullets against the spirit enemies versus the fireballs, which is physical damage, which affects all the red enemies. It's got its framing, but honestly, it's just aesthetics, because you don't move faster or slower depending on the 2 modes. It's just what color bullets you need at that particular moment in time. And at the end of 10 rounds, you will fight a boss. At the end of this, there will be a tree boss, where you will have to worry about the blue tentacles. You can destroy them, but you will have to switch to the blue bullets, and regular enemies show up as well. Best thing here is don't get too distracted, and no, you need the red bullets in order to destroy the tree.
Oh, I'm already handling that. Your stream is very far behind.
No, I'm just making I'm expressing that to the audience.
Fair.
And honestly, that's Spirit Arena in a nutshell. Like I said, it's not as elaborate as some twin stick shooters, especially the ones where you actually wander places and go on missions and stuff like that.
And it looks like there's tiny bits of lore in the enemy descriptions. So for people who are into that.
I'll be honest, I really didn't care about that personally, but ultimately, it's a fine twin stick shooter. Not amazing. Like, nothing here is really rising above the level of it's decent, it's okay, it's competent, it's, you know, it's fun, you know, it's good average.
It's at least playable.
Yeah. Like, it'll probably hold your attention for, 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
At least, maybe a half an hour. But, like, honestly, it's a good game to pick up on the Nintendo Switch. And yes, there's a Switch version.
Yeah, I was about to say handing the Joy-Con off to another person whenever would be killer for this. Because it does tout a lot about couch co-op ability. Yeah,
but since we only the PC version is not couch is not online.
Yeah, well, unless you have a beefy enough internet connection to use remote play together well.
Yeah, look, we've tried that enough to know we're not trying that. Especially a game like this.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be good. The point is, this is, it's a fine game. It may not look all that impressive or sound all that impressive, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, well, I mentioned in the pre-show when we were getting ready, this is a very 2010s era art style.
Mm-hmm.
Which for some people that was the peak of gaming. So if this is something that screams you enjoy.
Yeah. Anyway, so in those terms, this game is going for a mere $5.99. It also has the soundtrack going for $4.99.
Do we know if that's price parity across platforms, or is that?
Let me look that up quickly, because I think that is the case, or it should be the case.
It should be the case, but it sometimes isn't.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, let me see what the okay, Nintendo Switch version. How much are you going for? And yes, it is the live research. That sometimes happens on the program here. Okay. Come on. Load up, you stupid stars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oof. No, we don't have price parity. In fact, it's quite a bit more expensive on the Switch.
Ooh.
As it's going for $9.99 there. I'm like,
I get it, because it's basically the equivalent of having to buy 2 copies.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time...
And here's the answer. The publisher on the... It's a different publisher on the Switch. That's usually the case. Jandusoft handled the console versions. So, yeah. That being said, is $10... I'm going to say, yeah, even though portability is the best friend to this game.
Yeah.
I guess if you had a Steam Deck, go for it.
Portability and a couch co-op partner.
Yeah, that kind of thing. On its own, $6, I can definitely recommend.
Yeah.
A mild recommendation,
yeah,
sure, but
especially even if you want to do it solo for $6 is probably fine. But if you're going for it on something like the Switch, it definitely probably going to want a couch co-op partner to make it worth it.
Yeah, and you're probably going to want to wait for a sale there. As far as the soundtrack goes, pass. I can remember nothing about this game's soundtrack.
I'm going to remember nothing about this. It is very much, it's not awful, but it's not something I'm desperately looking to own.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This is probably a game that I'm going to be staring blankly at when we do the next year-in review.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, they happen. Um, if you tuned in for that, you definitely know that happens.
Yep.
Anyway, I think that'll about do it for Spirit Arena here. So be sure to tune in after the break as Petty Fan reviews Sonic Cross Shadow Generations.